and welcome to Business 300. My name is Philip Kulenshoff, and this is 300 Seconds About Business. We're all a busy people, so I have 5 minutes or less to get my point across. The good thing about 5 minutes is that if it's a waste of your time, it's only 5 minutes. Speaking of waste, let's talk about waste. Some of you might have heard of something called lean manufacturing, also known as the Toyota Production System, also known as TPS, also known as the Toyota Way, also known as Kaizen, also known as JIT, also known as Value Stream Management. If you think I'm referring to Six Sigma, I'm not. Whatever your preconceived notions are about it, they're probably wrong. Unless you really know what you're talking about, then they might be wrong. I'm not going to go into details about TPS here and now, maybe at some point. But all you need to know is that it's the correct way to run your entire business, not just your operations. What I do want to cover briefly is what Taiichi Ohno, the Toyota production manager who fathered Toyota's management system in the 1950s, labeled as the 7 Mura, or 7 wastes. These are 7 things that get in the way of a profitable business. I've only got 5 minutes, so this will be very high level. The first, the mother of them all, is overproduction. That is doing work that isn't needed yet. Overproduction is producing items for which there are no orders or that cannot be processed further. You're doing something that isn't needed or isn't needed yet. The second one is overprocessing, doing unnecessary work. Overprocessing is taking unneeded steps to process the parts, or inefficiently processing due to poor tool or product design. Waste is generated when providing higher quality products than the customer is willing to pay for. The third waste is motion, unnecessary movement. This waste refers to any motion workers have to do during the course of their work, such as looking for, reaching for, or stacking parts and tools. Also, walking around is waste. The fourth is waiting, for anything. This refers to workers merely serving to watch an automated machine, or having to stand around waiting for the next processing step or tool, supply, or part. Waiting to do work is a waste. The fifth is transportation, transporting product or people. This is carrying work in process in between production steps or moving materials, parts, or finished goods into or out of storage. The sixth is inventory, storing product at any stage. This is excess raw material, work in process, or finished goods. Inventory is not the same as sales. You either have cash or inventory. And the seventh is defects, creating the wrong product. This includes production of defective parts or correction of mistakes. It's making bad parts and fixing them. Now, I know that list isn't very exciting for most people, and also such a high level isn't very helpful. I've had to read, study, and work with a mentor to understand these wastes, but here's why it's important to consider each one of them. A business waste is anything and everything that your business does that does not bring value to your customer. Remember, a business revolves, or ought to revolve, around the customer. That's the whole point. You're in business to provide value to your customer. And so all the work that your business does can be divided into either value-added or non-value-added work. And all the work that does not add to your value offering is labeled waste. Remember how we talked about the fundamental focus, your value offering. It's what the customer pays you for. Well, the wastes are everything your customer is unwilling to pay for. As an example, if you produce parts in batches instead of flowing them one at a time, you might save on unit cost and stash them in your inventory. But that cash sitting on the shelves is your cash. The customer will not reimburse you for it. That's a high level for you. Perhaps we can do more detailed episodes for each of them later. But no, whether you're in the product or service business, whether you're in manufacturing, construction, or retail, studying the depths of the 7 wastes will not be a waste of your time. Your focus is to provide value for your customer. Don't let that which burdens get in the way.